The Kingdom of Norway. In the present day, a country known for being extremely rich and having a very high quality of life. In the past, however, it was known for being extremely poor and having a very low quality of life. And Vikings. Now, even though we own a major portion of Scandinavia, our control over there is extremely low because of mountains, and even though we have 3 subjects, Orkney, Iceland, and Greenland, we're also technically a subject ourselves because we start off in a union with the far more powerful Kingdom of Sweden. Now, all of the things I just said, they're negative, except for one thing, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Vikings. So for the first time ever, let's jump in as the Kingdom of Norway in Europa Universalis 5, become the true ruler of Scandinavia, reclaim our Viking spirit, re-establish our North American colonies, and maybe even re-embrace our roots and go back to the pagan Norse religion. Let's jump in. Alright, here we are as the Kingdom of Norway in Europa Universalis 5, ladies and gentlemen. Like I just said in the intro, for the first time ever. Why am I playing Norway? Well, actually, quite a few of you guys have been asking for it, but also, I just finished God of War from 2018, and I absolutely loved it. I immediately started up with Ragnarok, no spoilers for that one, please. And, I've been on a little Nordic kick lately, so that's why we're here as Norway. But yeah, like I just said in the intro, man, during this part of history, Norway isn't all that much. We only got about 370,000 people. Lots of them will die during the Black Death. We're not making very much money. Control is very limited. It just focused around Oslo right here. And everything we own, almost everything is a core. So much of this is, uncolonized in the rest of Scandinavia. And of course, we're a part of the Swedish-Norwegian Union, which if we do manage to establish a senior partner, it's gonna be Sweden because they're more powerful. But aside from that, man, we own all of this right here. We got Orkney as a subject, we got Iceland over here, we got Greenland, and right at the start, we're too poor to do any colonizing over here to try and become, richer than Sweden, and too poor to explore stuff over here to try and reestablish our colonies. So what the hell do we even do at the start? Well, obviously, we are going to want to get started with research. We do have quite a few cool things that are, unique for Scandinavian guys right here. And Norway does have a couple of unique advances, like this one, Seaborn Country, which is actually pretty good. Fish output is nice because we do fishing a lot. Later on, we have some colonization and exploration things in the Age of Renaissance, which we're going to get. But obviously, let's go down this branch first right here. And, you can see me take Catholic stuff right here. And I'm sure you're wondering how we might re-embrace Norse. And the fact is, Norse does actually exist in 1337, but it's only followed by around 5,000 people throughout the entire world. All of them, are in Norway and Sweden. And even though I have selected the game rule for us to be able to convert to any religion, we need 40% of it in our country. So how the hell do we boost Norse paganism when 97% of our country is Catholic? Gonna be tough. Aside from that, we already start off with one government reform, which is the harbor administration, which is actually really good for the way we want to play. And for the other thing, I'm just gonna go autocracy. And of course, another thing is Magnus Bjalbo right here, which is the ruler of Sweden and Norway, as an absolute he might be the stupidest person in 1337, so yeah, that's not a good start either. But yeah, as for keeping Norse alive, man, what I think we're gonna struggle with right here at the start is I think we're gonna have to use a cabinet guy to convert. Oh my god. Wait, we can't even convert people to Norse. How do we not lose it then? This is just optional. It's not like I have to do this, but how do we not convert these guys to Catholic? Okay, so we can only convert stuff to stuff that has at least 1% presence in our country. And Norse is 0.27%. Well, then why can't I select Sami? Yeah, why can't I select Sami here then? Okay, I actually hadn't selected the game rule I thought I had selected, so we actually can immediately convert to Norse paganism, but obviously, we can't use a guy to start converting stuff to Norse before we flip to Norse. Now, the problem with that is gonna be, 97% of our country being Catholic, and I think they're gonna rise up. And if 97% of our country rises up, who the hell are we gonna raise to fight them? So, do I do it immediately, man? Do I just click this button now? I think we're gonna collapse our country. It's also 50 stability. And, I wouldn't have a guy on stability. I'd have both of them converting immediately. Huh. Okay, so I was looking up a little bit of advice on the internet, and I found my good friend Corbet's live stream from about, I don't know, 8 or 9 months ago, whatever it was. And he, I literally just watched 2 minutes of it. He literally converted to Norse, like, immediately. Now, I didn't watch any further than that, so I don't know if he blew up. But, hey, he did it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we instantly embrace Norse paganism, even though it's going to completely ruin our country, probably. Now, I really wanted to do it with converting a little bit to it, and then converting, just so it's more like a gradual and stuff like that. But hey, there we go. We've embraced Norse paganism, ladies and gentlemen. We've left the Catholic Church. Everyone probably hates us because of this. Yeah, look, some people got antagonism on it. It's funny. Everyone probably hates us because of this, and I wonder, do we end up, leaving the Union like that? I guess we'll have to see. Alright, but now that we're Norse, so I've started converting stuff immediately. We'll see how that goes. We need to choose a god as our patron god. We got Freya right here for tradition, and Pop Growth Freyr for war exhaustion and food production. Northir for maritime presence and fish output, which it does sound really nice, plus 50% fish output. We're probably producing a lot of fish. We got Odin for research, progress, and literacy tier, Army and Navy initiative, and Thor for fort defense and weaponry output. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Northir right here, man. Yeah. Okay, now we're losing money. Okay, conversion is actually happening pretty quickly. I just gotta try and dodge, you know, nobles. Yeah, okay, these guys won't be a problem. I think we'll get them happy before they rise up. We just gotta be careful about, from what I've read, Catholic peasant rebellions. Okay, so for the next couple of years, man, we're just gonna be focusing on stabilizing and chilling. We're not gonna get involved with anything else. We need to, you know, make Norse bigger and get stability. Oh, this is exactly an event like we need. Yeah, 10% for nobles, perfect. Conversion is actually going pretty quick. I'm satisfied with that. Yeah. Okay, so now since we're Norse, we can technically have slaves, which we do already. We will allow slave religion. Hold it right there. Are you enjoying our pristine God of War inspired Norse Norway Viking playthrough? Listen, everything I just said is so cool, there's no way you can't be enjoying it. And because it is so cool, why not leave a like? Help your boy out. Let me know in the comments, do you want to see me continue it? Subscribe if you haven't already, or else I'm gonna send you off to Vinland by yourself. That's right. Okay, let's get back to this. I got carried away. Ooh, there they are. There's the Catholic zealots, and look, it's the entire freaking country, man. So if these guys rise up, we pretty much lose the game, and we, I don't know, get converted to Catholic automatically, or we technically become a different country. I don't know how it works. They do tick up quite a lot, man. They do tick up quite a lot. Shoot, I am gonna have to put one of these guys to lower that, and even then, I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Alright, so I got one of these guys cracking down on them. It did slow them down a little bit, but it's still, yeah, it's risky, man. It's risky. I don't know if we should have done this. Norse is spreading, which is nice, but I don't know if we should have done that. Let's focus on our capital, man. Let's focus on our capital. Okay, first parliament is here. Obviously, we want to just change up some laws first. You know, what we could do in the laws is swap to local courts, literally just for this for a little bit. I wonder if that's gonna help it. Pop join rebels threshold, minus 3%. What's the join rebels threshold here? Can we see that? You know what? I actually am gonna go with this temporarily, man. I am gonna go with this temporarily. Yeah, maybe it'll help. Okay, so here's what happened. The nobles reached 100%. But they're not rising up because I'm actually in a war already. Because my subjects, man, you know, Greenland, Iceland, and probably Orkney too. I guess Orkney not, but Iceland and Greenland also converted to Norse paganism, which is cool. So do I go and help out these guys, or do I just leave it be? Actually, I can't. I don't have boats. And the bigger problem, I don't have levies. Oh, wait, I have levies. What? I was just looking at the naval one. I can raise these guys. That's the key? That's the key. I can raise them and just keep them raised. Okay, there we go. Levies have been raised, and they are in our capital, Oslo. So whenever any one of these guys rises up, we can actually beat them. Unless the Catholic zealots are all of the Catholics, in which case then we can't beat them. But yeah, let's let these guys do their thing. I mean, even if Iceland disappears and the South Farthing appears, I don't care if they're a Catholic. They're still gonna be my subject. So let's just stay in this. Now, as for the Union, we currently don't have anything that says we're gonna leave it. So we'll deal with that later. We still got a different focus now. Okay, so speaking of the Union, Sweden has proposed, you know, to establish seniority, I'm guessing. And obviously they can outvote me at any time, so yeah, it doesn't matter what we do. Our votes are super close, though, so, you know, something I'm debating about this game is, do we try and get away from this union with Sweden and just fight them and take over their land? Or do we just try and outgrow them and just flip to being the senior partner? Right? Because we don't want them to push too many things right here. They could go all out and pass. In fact, they can do anything right here because the union has existed for so long. Yeah, it doesn't matter if we vote to establish seniority or maintain federal status. Sweden is always going to be able to pass the law. Unless we get someone else in the union somehow, in which case they could potentially vote with me. But yeah, for now, man, with these troubles that we're having, Sweden is just going to do its thing. The way I'm planning to outgrow them is to fight Denmark later on and, you know, colonize too. So we'll see if we can do that. I know Sweden for sure won't colonize North America, so maybe we might get power from that, even if Sweden ends up owning all of this right here. Okay, so here it is, actually. The nobles couldn't rise up, but the Catholic zealots did. And they're 90% of my country. I mean, obviously. Well, not now, but, you know. But the cool thing is thanks to this South Farthing thing, we were able to raise our levies before that. Now, they do have this fort right here, and actually Orkney's on their side. Huh, interesting. I guess they were rebellious. But I already have the troops, so let's go. Yeah, look, they don't have an army. Yeah, I can just siege them down. Okay, it's not as bad. However, the problem with this is it'll probably happen multiple times. So, either way, we can't say that we're not busy at this start. Okay, so I can already annex these guys. I wonder, do I keep Orkney as well? And that's a little bit of money, too. That's nice. Okay, so did I keep Orkney? Let's just see that. Yes, I did keep Orkney, and we've annexed these guys. Cool. Okay, nobles are dropping down now. That's awesome. I'm gonna keep the levies up. I have to keep the levies up. Oh, dude, look, yeah, we are gonna break the union. Because the heir to Sweden is Catherine, but there's no heir to Norway. Yeah. Because we're Norse. Okay, so we are gonna exit the union. What the hell is Nyama? What? Where the hell did this pop up? Is that a folk religion as well? Let's see it. African folk religion. Bori. African folk... What? Wait, is it... Okay, so we got the slaves, but I didn't think they were from... You know, from Africa. Why are they African? Why would... Oh, I get it. It's because I built a slave market, I think. Okay, either way, Parliament is here. I'm just gonna swap to, favor the ruler. Okay, so South Farthing actually won automatically because the war went on for so long, but it's fine. We don't really care because Iceland has cores on all of it, and we can reconquer it at any point. Okay, but it's been almost 10 years. We are currently 11% Norse. Okay, we just need to get to more than 50% Norse, and then I'll let it do its own thing, right? And we just need to get above 0 stability, and then we'll be fine. We'll really start getting into things. But yeah, Sweden has started colonizing. Obviously, we know we're gonna leave the Union, so... You know, unless we can make them be Norse somehow, yeah, we are actually gonna end up fighting Sweden and taking land from them as opposed to doing Union stuff, which is fine. It's fine. Yeah, we're definitely not super broke like I thought we'd be, though, which is nice. And the states are building stuff. So Sweden's passing, you know, codified inheritance now, but I think religion-wise it doesn't matter. Unless they changed, I don't know, their law to... No, we need to change our law over here to any religion in order for us to remain in the Union. So technically we could do that. We could stay in the Union on purpose. But Sweden is just rushing these things because they can do anything at any time. Fight or Union? That's my question. We're not that far off. You know, there's so few people in some of our locations, man, because, well, it's Norway, that, you know, some of these slave pops are actually majority, or maybe not majority, but plurality culture and religion. It's interesting, and we don't even have that many. It's only 3,000, which is weird because I thought the whole slavery thing was because you know, these guys unfortunately weren't Christian. But then why would we go for them as well when we don't care what religion anyone is, right? Because we got like Catholic guys, Sami guys, Romuva guys, or whatever. Technically, we should be able to, you know, make anyone over here a slave, not just these guys. But once again, like I said, maybe it's because of the slave market and stuff like that. Either way, Black Death is here. So, oh wait, present scapegoats helps us with conversion, right? Yeah, nice. I mean, I do it always anyway, but we're actually making kind of all right money now. I'm just, yeah, we can, I think, swap back to Central Council now. Right, ask for law changes, local courts, Central Council. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, okay. Yeah, economy is starting to grow a little bit. We actually didn't lose a lot of people in the Black Death at all, man. Yeah, okay, just continuing on a little bit. I'm waiting for 1360 to retake South Farthing for Iceland. And it's actually great that Iceland and Greenland have gone Norse. And then after we wrap that up and give everything back to Iceland, which hopefully they won't have more rebellions, we'll try and get into it with other stuff. But yeah, maybe I build a couple of cogs just to be able to go there. Okay, so I finally haven't had enough sailors to build up a boat. And one thing I'm looking at is Sweden's not powerful at all. Look how close we are with the levy size now, man. Yeah, we can very easily beat Sweden. Oh my god. Yeah, they actually only have Stockholm as a fort, dude. We can like roll these guys so easily. And another thing is actually the event that didn't happen for me in my Denmark playthrough did happen for them now, and Denmark has all of Scania, which is even better for me. Sweden is weaker. So yeah, they got Tavast land right here as a subject, which is fine. Those guys are absolute losers. Dude, it's so simple, man. Maybe we even save up like 100 or 200 ducats, pull up just, you know, a pretty regular merc army once they're actually up, and just go in. Declare for something like this, get it insta, and then just pop over to every province capital, and we can very easily take like a huge portion of Sweden. Maybe not Stockholm just yet because it has a fort, and I guess Gotland too because we can't siege it, but yeah. And I wonder, do we have Swedish accepted? Do we have any Swedish people in our country? We don't. But it should be like really easy to accept because it's, well, Scandinavian, right? Okay, things are working out really well for us so far. We just, you know, gotta continue on with this patience thing. So far, religion, 31% Norse. I'm just pushing all of these to like 70%. There we go. I didn't even see that one. I'm pushing all of them to like 70% and then backing off because it's fine once it's at that point. So yeah, just wait a little bit more, take out South Farting, wait a little bit more for actually Magnus Bjalbo to die, then we go in on Sweden, and then after that I'll do Denmark. But yeah, we're playing along, and even though this is a pretty slow start, man, obviously we won't be able to accomplish that much just in this video, so definitely let me know in the comments below if you do want to see me continue this run as, you know, Norse Norway, no matter where we end up, right? But I definitely could envision it as a 2 or maybe even 3-part series. It depends, because there is actually still quite a lot to do. I mean, we aren't even facing our main boss yet, which is surprisingly Novgorod. Okay, so our truce with South Farthing is up. Now, unfortunately, this could happen again, but if it does, obviously I'm gonna, you know, just beat them up every time now. So let's go ahead and declare on them. We already got a CB. It's, yeah, follow through on threat. It's just a reconquest for Iceland, pretty much. So there's our declaration. We got 1 cog. Hopefully that's enough. Let me actually raise the rest of the navies, see if that'll help in any way. Okay, let's retake that for Iceland. And obviously they'll end up converting it all to Norse, which is excellent because I do eventually want to integrate Orkney, Iceland, and Greenland. In fact, this is mine, right? Yeah, that is mine. Only these 2 are Orkney. All right, I spent more time clicking on these than I did in the war. There we go. Iceland's back. All right, it's unfortunate that this happened to them, but really what happened to them was the same thing that happened to me. It's just they couldn't beat it. Sweden is trying to be more of an asshole because they're passing mutual offense. And regarding the whole colonization thing that I was yapping about earlier, man, obviously we can't colonize it because we got the Treaty of Oreshnik right here, which basically lets Novgorod colonize Kola and Karelia, and Sweden colonize Norland and Finland, and no one else can do anything there. So unless one of these 2 guys stops existing, we can't do nothing. So that is basically a way to make Novgorod and Sweden, especially Sweden, more powerful, which I do agree with. I think it's a great part of the game. Yeah, I think that's very cool. But obviously, you know, there's well, we can do one right there. What? We can do one in Norland. In fact, I just started doing it. But that's... Yeah, that's there. Okay, so that's pretty much the only thing I can do. I guess we can do that as well, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, these will be pretty quick because they're already mostly colonized. And we're making pretty good money now, man. Not even gonna lie. Frick you! Oh, wait, I lose Diplorep like that. Yeah, we just need Magnus Bialbo to die, man. After that, we're golden. They've passed assured offense, which means now if they want to do something, they'll automatically end up dragging me in. What the hell? Isn't this kind of slow? Or am I tripping? It is only 1365, but I guess it's not slow. Is that all the slaves? There's gotta be, but there's still not that many of them. Is that them? It is them. So here's where we might get fricked. They're doing diplomatic liberties. They can rein in junior diplomacy after this. Come on, man. And he's not even that old. Holy stuff. We might wait for this guy for 30 more years, bro. The reason I'm not voting for anything opposite is because I'll just lose estate satisfaction. Right now, we're just chilling, doing some construction. Economy is honestly doing great. I finished colonizing this little bit right here. Now we're doing Finnmark. After that, I think I can... Yeah, I can get started on the Greenland stuff as well, which I will, obviously. Improving relations with Orkney to start annexing them, and we can start doing it, which is perfect. It'll be done in 5 years. No need to diplomax. Yeah, but now, man, even though we're actually doing really well with everything else, I'm getting so impatient with, you know, Magnus Bialbo right here. Yeah, he's just holding up our game so much, man. He's just holding up our game so much, and Sweden is growing more powerful. But, yeah... As long as they don't build the forts, which they're not, we should be good, we should be good. We just need them to die. Look, there's 2 of them. Wait, what? Wait, we've been able to fight Sweden this whole time? What? Why don't I just fight them now? Why don't I just fight them now? I've been able to fight them? And we even got these CBs that I've never heard about. War for Seniority and Union Independence. So you can break free from a union. Oh. But no, like this, we probably end up... If we go for War for Seniority, it's minus 50%. That's crazy. I think what we'll need to do is click Establish Seniority, and once that's done, then you can take land. Yeah, I guess only junior partners can do this. I need to examine this CB, because I think that's how it works, probably. You probably have to make yourself a senior partner, and only then can you choose to take land. Okay, so from what I'm reading online about this CB, and there's not a lot to read, actually, is that you don't actually end up enforcing seniority because the union breaks as soon as you declare. Which is actually good for me, but all of those posts were pretty old that I found on the forums from, like, December and January and stuff like that, so it might be fixed now. I am gonna go with this just because it's a negative 50 conquer cost. We might actually be able to full annex Sweden here with that. But in case we do need to enforce seniority to actually end up taking things, I think I'll still end up doing that because I'll become the senior partner and I'll take more land and I'll just remain the senior partner and all of these things are passed and then, you know, eventually we'll just integrate Sweden. So, yep, spying on Sweden now. We're gonna go for that. It's gonna be tough, depending on what the CB is. It's, let's see, it's take their capital, huh? Now that one is a tricky one. That one's a tricky one because we actually have to take Stockholm. Whereas if we do, like, religious war, it's only plus 20%, or if we do the parliament, it's plus 25%. Whereas union independence is 0, and we actually have to defend our capital. So union independence is technically the easiest, but in this one we can take the most. What about mercs? I know I'm yapping here for way too long, but what about mercs? Oh, these are navy mercs. Okay, not navy mercs, man. Army mercs. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad if we pick up... Okay, let's save money then. Yeah. I am gonna go with superiority. Okay, so I've acquired the CB on Sweden. It doesn't cost any stability. They still haven't built up any forts. I actually put down 2 footmen right here because we're making so much money, and the colony ended, so we're making even more money. We got money to recruit the mercs. Oh, ho, 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 Hell yeah, we got the money to recruit the mercs. These guys got professional armies too, so the freaking French merc company is gonna be nutty. It is 5 archers and a footman, which I would honestly prefer heavies, but yeah, even these Brabant guys, yeah. So we get these guys up. That's 3,000 along with my 1k and the other you know, the levies. They, at this point, countries don't usually get that much mercs. So I think the strat is gonna be get everyone together, find the Swedish army, destroy it as much as we can, put a stack on Stockholm, and then with the rest of it, walk around, siege, and chase their army. I think we got a pretty good strat here. We can loan up quite a lot as well. Let's drop down cost of court to the minimum, and stability, and union contribution. Well, it's not gonna exist, is it? We can also drop this down. There we go, making a little more money. Okay. Gonna wait for a couple of more month ticks. Maybe a more expensive merc company will show up. Oh, perfect. Parliament just in time too, man. Parliament just in time. Contain professional armies. Ask for larger levies. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. I'm timing it perfectly. Okay, getting a slightly bigger merc company. It's a 3,500. Let's declare on Sweden while we still have the larger levies. There's the declaration, ladies and gentlemen. The union was instantly broken, obviously. We got Moritz av Stavanger. He's Norse, which is good. And actually, he's pretty good, except for in Mill. He's pretty good. And there we go. So that's established. We can marry him to no one. So we can just marry a noble. There we go. Ingfrid of Ofoti. Let's secure that. And instantly, levies up and naval levies up as well. Okay, let's do this. We just have to be careful with walking here because morale is lost so much when you move from location to location in Scandinavia. And there's the Swedish army. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's it. It's done. Sweden doesn't have an army. They got these 14 people that are dead now. Off to Stockholm. Yeah, perfect time to declare too, man. Right before people are about to start farm merc companies. Now, the question is, I was gonna say, do we have to take, what you call it, make them a junior partner to take land, but no. In fact, I don't even see an option like that because the union got dissolved as soon as we declared the war. So yes, this CB doesn't work like it's supposed to, but for me, it works out magnificently. It is mega antagonism, but we can totally take this, dude. Yeah, let's see it. Okay, they're not full annexable, which is fine. But even if I do something like this, let's just check out the coalition. This is pretty bad, actually. All of North Germany will coalition. Yeah, okay, so we're not going to take this much, but it doesn't matter. We'll see what we take. We can take anything. I always get hit with this, man. We're pushing way too much towards land. What's the actual one? That one, right? Okay, we need to make this guy an admiral. Okay, so what I'm gonna take is pretty much the entirety of Goatland right here. We'll still get a coalition like this, but it won't be deadly. It'll just be like Sweden, Denmark, and a couple of the North German guys. So up to realistically 119 AE, which is quite a lot. But I think I'm good with this because I do want to fight Sweden again. And then what I'll also do is make them abandon some colonial claims up here, man, so I can colonize. So I'm gonna make them, well, I'm actually gonna take war reps too, because why not? I'm greedy. And abandon Tornay Lopmark. So let's make them abandon Tornay Lopmark and Lule Lopmark. Where is that one? There we go, that one. And then maybe Pite Lopmark? Something like that. And then we can colonize those or something. Oh no, they actually own that, so maybe, I don't know, Yamtland or something. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Abandon these three up here, war reps, money, and all of Goatland. And perfect. That's our war with Sweden done. We are officially independent, and we've just acquired a ton of provinces down here, which I am gonna create subjects in. Okay, but with the war done, now we're really ballin'. We're making money. We got these two boys right here. Orkney's been annexed earlier. Let's see if we can accept Norn. Is it big enough? Swedish, tolerated, and we just need prestige to accept it. Yeah, it's super cheap, so we're chilling. Okay, now with all the money that we're making and with us pushing Sweden off of some of these colonial charters right here in, you know, these locations, we can go ahead and establish our own colonies. And there we go. I've insta started colonizing all 3 of these. Yeah, I know Sweden will do them eventually, but we might as well do it as well, right? I think this is a good way for us to acquire more land before Sweden does it. Obviously, we could go this way too, but we got plenty of time for North America and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm liking Norway so far quite a lot, man. I just wished I noticed we could do this with Sweden earlier, but even without that, we timed it just perfectly. It was such an easy war. It was crazy. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty bad right now, especially because we're Norse. In fact, it's a lot more aggressive expansion than I thought it'd be. So, yeah, let's spend a little bit on Diplo and improve relations here, man. Okay, it's actually way worse than I thought. Every one of these guys could join a coalition, and if they do, I'm dead. This is not good. This is not good. And the other thing is, because I'm Norse, no one wants to ally me. So we're completely solo this game. Okay, maybe we shouldn't have taken that much from Sweden. Okay, but with our money, we can actually get back to construction now. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but I did get 1 promote urbanization. I think this became a town. Yeah, I think this isn't a town at the start. But yeah, I did build up 1 town earlier from that. Religion-wise, we're finally majority Norse. Oh, dude, my boys are Norse as well. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, as soon as they're done integrating this, they'll convert to Norse. I wonder what Iceland did. Oh, very cool. And they never got a rebellion again. Interesting. Yeah, if we weren't doing colonies and diplomaxing a little bit, we're actually making really good money, about 20 ducats a month, which for Norway, I'm surprised. Oh, frick, Sweden blocked me off from Lule Lopmark. I know I made them cancel the treaty, but they got this, so it means I can't advance past it unless I get like these, which is fine. But yeah, man, now the game plan is continue with colonization, get this coalition down. Whenever the truce with Sweden is up, I guess in about 10 or 11 years, just fight them again. Yeah, just fight them again. We could also start alternating between them and Denmark, but Denmark is decently powerful right now, and I need a slightly bigger navy in order to be able to invade Copenhagen, so I will focus on Sweden. I've weakened them so hard, dude, that I don't think they can recover to what they were earlier. Yeah, I literally took some of their most populated land. Smallpox just hit us pretty hard. Lost about 60k people. We can't accept Swedish. Okay, so truce with Sweden is up. Spying on them right now because we can actually do religious war. Don't gotta waste the parliament on that. Alright, got a CB on Sweden. Forts are up. Got a 4,500 merc company from France. These guys have buffed up a bit, like I said, with all of these forts right here. Or maybe I didn't say, I don't know. But that's why we got the CB for this right here. Which means we can farm war score on it. So there's our declaration. Let's go ahead and raise up the levies and see what we can do. Hopefully we won't get a coalition. Okay, this is exactly what I want them to do. Okay, I'm gonna take this, which is the max, or maybe we're gonna do it like come on, man, deselect all of it. Jesus Christ. Okay, I wanted to do it like this, but we can't. So I am gonna do this. There we go. The peace out is fine. It's only Sweden, Scania, and Denmark, which I'm all right with. And there we go. That's our next war with Sweden done. So our conquest, our push into Scandinavia continues. Before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, wait for a month right here and accept Swedish. Perfect. And how's the religion thing going? Okay. Do I keep Stockholm and just create 1 subject here? I think I am gonna keep Stockholm. It's gonna be mega disconnected, but frick it. Nope. Would take way too long. Yeah, nice. No risk of a coalition. My guys are popped out as Norse, obviously. They're gonna convert stuff. We're chilling. Yeah, I'm not really worried about Iceland and Greenland and integrating them right now because obviously what's next to us is most important. So I'm just improving with Western and Eastern, Western Gotland and Eastern Småland right here to integrate them first. Because I've already accepted Swedish, so now we're chilling. Or maybe we don't integrate them. Maybe we just wait for them to convert stuff. Once they're done, then we integrate them. We could do that as well. Maybe in the meantime, we should start like exploring or something like that, you know? Although we do need a lot of sailors for that, and we still don't have like the docks. We can get banking and professional armies. I'm almost done with this. So yeah, as soon as we get a fort limit right here, in fact, it's next month, I'll pick up banking, because all the navy stuff which we want is in banking. Yeah, and actually the 2 Norwegian things are in banking as well. Look at this. This is super powerful. Naval range, colonial range, trade range, the call of our forefathers, and plus 20% navy morale from natural seamanship. These are really good for us. Promote urbanization. We're gonna get another town, which is always lovely. Oh, I lost harbor administration. We can get it back. It's just this isn't moving for some reason. Oh, look! I'm not the only one doing pagan stuff. Biz, I think, flipped to Hellenism. Okay, they didn't flip, but it showed up somewhere. We can't see it. It's probably... What the hell is polygonism? Yeah, we'll see if it shows up. I have seen, actually, Biz go Hellenist in one playthrough. All right, one of my guys over here has pretty much wrapped up converting stuff to Norse, so let's annex them. Building up docks now, finally gonna buff up our navy. And I've finally gotten back to colonizing because I'm gonna do this little bit, then this little bit, then this little bit, and you know, once we have the navy, we're also gonna start exploring. Okay, so this isn't pushing towards naval, even though it says it can. There's something I'm not understanding here, so I'm just gonna pick up royal decree later. We lost admiralty regime, it's fine. We can get it back as soon as we're above 50 naval. Yeah. The only reason we dropped is because I took a parliament thing for land so we can pass promote urbanization. It's fine. Cool, and we're officially directly present in Greenland. Very nice. Let's continue. Meanwhile, control around Oslo is looking pretty nice, man. I do have to say, obviously, it's not like I'm hoping to get 100 control up here or something like that. Our main core is down here and, of course, into Sweden once we get this. So, you know, local governors, naval governors, we're going to do. Definitely going to put one down in Stockholm. Later, of course, I want one over here because I actually do want to establish a market in sort of the Finland-Karelia area. That's going to cover that off because we're never going to conquer Novgorod. I'm not going to go for that. And this up here is super low market access. So either we create a town somewhere over here or something like that. We could honestly put down another town up here or something like that and create another market over here. It's better to have, you know, smaller markets, at least early game. So depending on when we do that, we might or might not. But I definitely want one over here. Yeah, just talking about, you know, the local governors and stuff like that, which, you know, realistically, we would want one in Stockholm and over there, like I said, probably in Copenhagen too. Naval governors we're going to have as well, maybe Iceland or something like that, because I don't plan on holding directly anything in the New World. We're going to establish colonies there. All right, just enforced culture on Vostra Gotland right here so we can annex them quicker. Building up a CB on Sweden, we're going to hit them as soon as it's done. Obviously, while they're disloyal, we're not annexing them, but we dropped it from like 40 years to 13, so yeah. Okay, CB on Sweden has been acquired, folks. They're super tiny and super weak. Let's go. All right, another dub versus Sweden. This is all we can take. And these latest things that we took, yes, I did end up keeping because, well, you know, it's time we expand a little bit ourselves. Obviously, that's triggered a little bit of a Catholic zealot uprising right here, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you know what we'll need to do up here? As soon as we clear out Sweden... Oh, you know what actually happens? So once one of these guys doesn't exist or I make them revoke claims, other guys will start colonizing it too. So what we need to do is, whenever we can, actually fight Big Novgorod here, and they actually have quite a few allies. We're definitely not powerful enough to do that, to make them revoke claims so I can start colonizing up here, so other guys won't. Because if I destroy Sweden or some of them, yeah, the treaty won't be in effect, and other European guys will start coming in. Okay, the age of discovery has come around, ladies and gentlemen, and even though admin focus would be really nice for all of the conversion and stuff, and we do have... How many colony things do we have here? Speed of integration is good. Colonial... Yeah, and as for over here... Yeah, all of the colonization stuff is over here. Yeah, Diplo focus. Alrighty, one of our boys has officially been annexed down here, which is wonderful. We did gain cores on all of that. These guys, when can we make them... Oh, we can enforce culture on Ostra Småland. Perfect. Well, I'll do that. Wait for them to become loyal, then start annexing them. Simple. All right, got that little Catholic peasant rebellion or whatever. They're in it too, because they were disloyal at the same time. So truce with Sweden is once again up, and I'm obviously continuing to weaken them even further, man. They're not a challenge at all at this point. I wonder, do we now... do something like transfer Tavast land right here, because these are guys that they usually release right at the start. They're kind of Finnish guys, you know. This is basically a Finnish one. So do I get those guys over and just have that in this war? And then, you know, just leave Sweden and stuff like that. Oh, I didn't even realize I took this. That's cool. What do we do? I guess we can spy on them and just figure it out as we go along. That's really what we do over here on the Red Hawk channel. In other news, by the way, picked up professional, sorry, not professional armies, Renaissance, and queued everything up over here. Obviously, there are many things we need over here, which is everything. So, yeah, I know I'm kind of lagging behind on professional armies by quite a lot, but obviously institutions, you know, reach us pretty late. which could, you know, make me a target because I don't have professional armies and stuff like that, to maybe like Novgorod or I don't know. But if no one's declared so far, right, would they even declare later? What is this? Oh, Visby, the pirates popped out. They're solo. It's just one province. It's Goatland. It's a part of well, it's not a part of anything, is it? We could give it to someone like Uppland right here, have them integrate it and convert it if we go in on them. We can do religious war on them too. How many boats do they have? They got 15 boats. I got 15 boats as well, but yeah, since they're pirates. Okay, frick it. We'll spy on these guys too, man. We'll spy on these guys too. I'll build up like, I don't know, a couple of heavies. When I said I had 15 boats, I meant really 15 in the battle fleet, which is really 10. Only 10 galleys. These guys are, you know, patrolling. And speaking of stealing subjects, we could probably do the same thing with Denmark right here. Steal Scania. And, you know, just force them, I guess, to be Norse or whatever, because the, you know, the conversion is really nice. What I'm doing here is obviously very far from optimal. It's way better to create a subject, have them integrated and convert it to Norse, because look at what all of my guys have been doing right here. But, you know, I just wanted to do a little bit myself. Sue me. Okay, still can't get back to whatever the government reform was, because, you know, we can't push towards naval at all. So yeah, third gov reform time. This does give us quite a lot progress towards naval, but you know, we don't want admiral election to be our succession law and stuff like that. So let's just go with, we could go with diplomatic traditions. We are playing pretty heavily with subjects, so that would be pretty nice. Colonial expansion is nice for colonial range, but we don't really need colonial range that much. Multilingual diplomats is nice. We could go with the mining communities because there are a lot of those resources, I think, in Scandinavia. Or maybe not that much, but you get the point. And then, of course, we could go Privy Council, Wards and Liveries, and, you know, Royal Commissions. I think I'm gonna go Royal Commission. Okay, I finally started annexing Ostra Småland right here because, you know, they're finally loyal. Building up a CB on Sweden as we speak. As for the colonization of Greenland, which we're about to finish up, I guess, once we do the rest of these, it is going fairly slow because it's Greenland. Why would you ever want to live there? Then again, I'm the one to say because the place I live in isn't even on the map, and I don't know why they wouldn't put it in. It's literally right there. And you know, another thing about living here, man, you know, I might look chill because I wear a hat and I'm in short sleeves all the time, but it's 6 degrees out right now. Another interesting thing about this treaty between Sweden and Novgorod, where they divide up, you know, pretty much this, is that Sweden obviously always colonizes this, right? But Novgorod never does. At least I don't feel like they do. You know, they do go this way, though. They do go this way because a lot of this is also uncolonized right at the start, but they don't push up here. I wonder why. Okay, finally done integrating one of the provinces that we took from Sweden here, man. Who the hell do I have a truce with? Oh, it's these guys. They were a part of the rebellion. Okay. All right, got the religious war CB on the Victoral Brothers of Visby. There's the declaration. Let's get just a couple of levies up right here. What the hell is that? Oh, great. They actually have 7,000. How the hell did they get 7,000? Let me guess. Mercs. Are they not mercs? I don't know. I can't land now. Dude, they're merking up heavy, man. Oh my god. Ugh. They got 12k. How many guys can I transport with my Hulks? 500 people. I got 10, so that's 5,000. Okay. I literally have to get a merc company up. They're actually harder to fight than Sweden. Yeah, let's get these yeah, perfect. Gotta love you, 5 naval transports. Seriously, it doesn't make me consider suicide at all. I'm moving like 1,000 guys at a time. Meanwhile, freaking Goatland has 27,000 troops. Gotta love it. If naval transports worked, we would have just stood on everything before they even had a chance to raise these guys up. The thing is, it only doesn't work with levies. If you only got professionals and mercs, it'll transport them. But with levies, it's just that we don't have the technology. Paradox, please, if you're listening, I will literally pay you $7,000 for a DLC that makes naval transport work. And that don't get any smart ideas. That's just for me. I'd only pay for that. Don't actually make one and, you know, make it cost that much for everyone else. Yeah, obviously they walked in. Obviously they beat my ass. I can't land on 26,000 troops. I don't know how much money these guys have. That's the thing. Really, I wouldn't sit here for like what's it, 2 years to wait for the merc contract to expire. They're probably losing so much money on this, so I'm actually willing to wait. Yeah, but excellent war here. Thanks to the excellent naval transport mechanics. Perfect war. I love it. I'm probably just gonna end up white piecing these guys if I'm being honest. Yeah, look, dude, we had like 15,000 levies, man. Oh. Okay, if I continue to mold, I'm gonna... Wonderful war. I absolutely enjoyed that. And you know, the best part about this war is actually that in the meantime, my CB with Sweden expired. So that makes it even cooler. Yeah, that makes me love naval transport mechanics even more. Imagine I'm mauling about this and they're actually fixed in the 1.3 beta, but I don't know because I'm not playing it. That would make me look stupid. Not the first time. But on that molding bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, I think that would be a perfect time to end it for this campaign right here. Honestly, you know, I know you guys are gonna say you want me to continue this, but I don't think you even need to say it. Obviously, do it for engagement purposes, because I definitely do want to continue this run as Norway. Now, we could have been a lot faster, but the truth is, you know, I was anticipating us extending this 1 or maybe even 2 more episodes, so that's why I took my time. But like I said, you know, at the start of the video, ladies and gentlemen, my soft goals, you know, kind of for this campaign are to own the entirety of Scandinavia, you know, become Norse, reestablish colonization in North America, and we're nowhere near that. I mean, we are Norse, we are pushing to conquer all of Scandinavia. We got about, you know, less than half, I'd say, but, you know, Sweden is just so easy to take down. We'll wrap them up next time, man, and then we'll start pushing into Denmark, and obviously we're in the age of discovery, so we'll get really into colonization in Finland and stuff like that. But overall, man, super fun first episode as Norway right here. I did expect to be a little bit bored, if I'm being honest, because Norway, even though it's very cool and has a lot of unique content in EU4, there's just not that much to do at the start while you're you know, as opposed to over here where we immediately flipped Norse, immediately went into turmoil, didn't even know we could break free from Sweden and stuff like that, but we did, and it was awesome. I am enjoying Norway quite a lot. Obviously, jokes aside, with the naval invasion stuff right here, we'll take care of Goatland as well. But yeah, super fun first episode right here, man. I'll definitely continue with this, but either way, as always, leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. It lets me know that you like these types of videos, and leave a comment that you do want to see episode 2, because even though I said I'm going to continue it, like I said, I need it for engagement purposes. Help your boy out. But yeah, I'll see you in a couple of days with episode 2, man. I'm really looking forward to it. In fact, I might just do lunch right now and immediately get into recording this, because I'm having a lot of fun. Or maybe tomorrow, let the anger from Goatland you know, evaporate. But yeah, that's enough yapping. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. That's it for me for now. See you next time.